President Biden just made the TikTok ban President Trump's problem. Now, I'm sure you're seeing that headline everywhere, but it's important for you to understand President Biden did not stop the TikTok ban. That is not what happened. As of today, Thursday, January 16th, the ban on TikTok will take effect as scheduled on Sunday, January 19th, unless the Supreme Court says otherwise between now and then. What the Biden administration said today is they will not follow through and impose the massive fines required under the law as punishment to any U.S. company that chooses to continue to host or support the TikTok app after Sunday. So in essence, the Biden administration is taking the teeth out of the law. Now, there is a window of about 36 hours between the time when the ban starts on January 19th and the time when President Trump takes office at noon on January 20th. So Biden is saying his administration will just run out the clock for a day and a half until Trump takes over and he can decide. Now, as I just told you in this video in a lot of detail earlier today, this was really the only card that Biden could have played. Yes, there is a provision in the law that gives the president the power to pause the TikTok ban with a one-time 90-day extension, but that can only happen if there is significant progress on a sale of TikTok and the transaction is likely to close in those 90 days. Well, we know that's not happening at this point. There's absolutely no sale of TikTok that any of us know about, and certainly not a sale that's showing significant progress. So technically, that 90-day presidential extension was not an option for Biden. I mean, he probably could have done it anyway, but he chose not to. What he actually chose to do by not enforcing the law is legally questionable. But Biden is clearly taking that chance because he's out the door anyway. But whether TikTok itself or any other US-based company will also take that chance and continue supporting TikTok in the United States with a ban technically still in place with astronomical fines at stake is questionable for these companies. And honestly, we don't know if they're going to want to play that game. So what about the Trump administration? What can they do? Now, I know it's a long video, but I encourage you to go watch the video I posted earlier today because I brought out the whiteboard and I laid out all the real options President Trump has. And there is one sort of creative way for him to both comply with the TikTok ban law and keep TikTok exactly as it is. So please go watch that video to understand how all of that would work. Don't forget, most importantly, this is all going to come down to the Supreme Court and their decision on the TikTok ban. It's possible that we are going to get their ruling tomorrow morning. The justices can actually put a legal pause on the TikTok ban through an administrative stay or an injunction, or they can straight up say that law that banned TikTok is unconstitutional. In either of those scenarios, Biden's decision today means absolutely nothing. But if the justices decide not to issue a ruling at all, or they decide the law is constitutional, then having Biden's plan in place will delay implementation until Trump takes over, and then we'll have to see what he does.